look, no woman is going to be happy with you chasing her all the time. Like all the time. I'm not talking about in the beginning when you guys are coming together. I'm talking about if you live your life chasing a woman and showing up at her doorstep and having flowers and shit and violins and, you know, all that shit, the relationship is not going to last. The reality is, when you buy your way in and you become a provider and you just become like you represent provision, that's not the same as being stimulating.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like representing provision and just being a guy, yo, I'm gonna buy you a bunch of shit. Yo, that's weak.
Guys that use money
to sustain their relationships and use money to get their way in.
That was me.
It's weakness. It's weak because you don't believe in you enough. You trying to use money.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
100%.
You gotta be you.
That.
The money is an exclamation mark. The money makes you more of whatever you already are. But you gotta bring something to the table.
Nigga, what?
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. All right, guys, I have about 5 videos for you today. And the first video that you just saw is LL Cool J, and he's with Mike Tyson, and he's explaining that you cannot lead with your money because it's weak. This is why we tell a lot of you guys, you want to get on your purpose, but you want to use the money to give you inside confidence. You do not want to lure a woman in with materialistic things because you're going to lure in the wrong woman. You still want a woman to want you for you, but you still have to look like you have your life together. You still have to look like you eat healthy. You still have to look like you're a good person. You can't walk around looking all sluggish all the time because that says a lot about the personality. Try not to lead with success. A lot of you guys feel very insecure because you don't have money, because you think the money is going to bring happiness. No, the money is just going to bring in the problems. Now, the other videos that we're going to be doing with today is going to be Candace Owens. Candace Owens is going to be breaking down, saying that she feels like Kim Kardashian is a prostitute. You know what I mean? I can't really say it now. And then we're going to have, this is a sad story where rapper PNB Rock was taken out the other day after doing this interview. And we're going to play a piece of the interview that I feel you got to kind of watch what you say out of your mouth. And then we have Kevin Samuels again is going to be breaking down to us what a man really want in a woman. And we're constantly playing Kevin Samuels because he is the legendary out there. He is the Godfather. But first, let's get down to our second video, which is going to be Candace Owens. Let's get to it.
I now hold the opinion that Kim Kardashian is a prostitute, and I'm not going to edit this opinion. Kim Kardashian is a prostitute. Her mother is a pimp. Worse than a prostitute, Kim Kardashian is a corpse. She's a box.
She's right. She's a box. Her mom is kind of pimping her out. Now, you guys have to understand what caused this to happen is Hollywood. You have to understand that her dad was O.J. Simpson's lawyer. That's what made them famous. So when they get used to that lifestyle, and then when her dad was gone, they couldn't quite keep up with the lifestyle. They had to find a way. So what happens? They go into survival mode. Her mother went into survival mode. And when you go in survival mode, you're willing to do anything to survive. Now, once you get this money and you're out of survival mode, then you start thinking consciously. That's what a lot of rappers are doing. A lot of rappers are not realizing that you're putting out the negative energy, but when you get out of survival mode, then you want to act all happy and everything is good, but you haven't realized that what's coming out of your mouth is actually manipulating everyone else. That's what's happening with the Kardashians. Her mother went into survival mode. Once they went into survival mode, they did what they had to do to make it, and they had to be fearless because they had a lot more money that they had to make in order to keep up with the lifestyle. Hollywood don't really care about bad publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity. It's whatever you can do to keep the cameras looking at you. Next video is going to be PNB Rock, and this is what I have to say about rappers. You have to watch what's coming out of your mouth.
I never got robbed ever in my life. I ain't gonna say never because I don't like saying never. I'm not superstitious and nothing like that, but I haven't been robbed.
That's why I feel like LA's spooky.
I don't really be outside like that either. You know what I'm saying? To be like in the mix of the dumb. Where I'm at, I'm going to the shop. I'm gonna get some drip. I'm going probably to the bank. I'm at places where probably ain't really gonna be at on no games.
Well, 2 days ago, this guy was taken out at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle in Los Angeles after doing this interview. See, what you guys have to understand, everybody is in a rush to be the man, but you're not realizing that the rest of the world is in a recession and they're in survival mode. So when people get in survival mode, they're not going to have any morals. Majority of the women that we talk about, they don't have any morals because they are in survival mode. They come from rough conditions. A lot of these guys that are taking each other out, they coming from rough conditions. They are in survival mode. Then once people start to get money in their pockets, they start to act and talk different. But as long as you are in survival mode, you don't care what happens because you feel like your life is not worth anything anyway. So why not go try to take somebody out while trying to get a come up? Rappers are walking around with hundred thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. The jeweler's not gonna care where the jewelry coming from. The pawn shop's not gonna care where it's coming from because they're just gonna get it and melt it down anyway. So these guys in the streets, they're not afraid to come for you. They're not afraid to take it because it's profit for him. It's a gold mine. You know, like when you're in survival mode and you see a rapper wearing $100,000 worth of jewelry, to you in survival mode, that's a blessing from God. To the rapper, I mean, not the rapper, but to a robber, that's a blessing from God to see a vulnerable person with a come up. All right, I'm just letting you guys know, be careful with what coming out of your mouth, especially these rappers. Next is gonna be Kevin Samuels breaking down what a man is really looking for.
That's not what we value, man. We want a beautiful woman on our arm.
Yeah,
And-
that's the problem.
Well, no, you're the problem.
I'm the
Because-
problem.
Yes, you're the problem because I'm telling you what men want. You've experienced what men want and you've got a problem with it. That's your problem. We're not going to change. You're either going to get on board with it or you will die alone.
So what should I be looking for then?
Well, honestly, first you need to get down and understand that you have no leverage. You have no leverage in this matter. It's the men. We control access to relationships. You control access to sex. You need to understand what a man that you would want, what he would want in a girlfriend, wife, or significant other.
See, what women have to understand is when it comes to a guy, we have to work harder to be attractive than a woman. All right, a woman, all you have to do is just walk outside the house and you're gonna automatically have a man that wants you. What you battle is the guy that you want liking you back. That's what women battle. Women have more than enough guys that are chasing them every single day in their DMs and life. All you have to do is just put some makeup on and you can take your pick of the litter. But when it comes to a man, he has to get a good job. He has to be on top of his game. He has to be attractive to all women, not just one. Women are not attracted to the guy that can talk a good game and say fairy tales out of his mouth. You're just good for being used. Women are going for the guy that all the other girls want because she think that there's value there. So a man has to work harder in order to get attraction from all the women, because if he just be himself, he's going to get ignored. This is why when men do get attraction from women, they do want a beautiful woman because he knows that he's sacrificed and he's put in the hard work to make himself attractive. Whether it's eating good, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's getting a good job, or whether it's just keeping his head above water, that's hard work in modern society. Even though it is easy, it's hard work to a lot of guys. While you have guys out there, they just decide to live an average Joe life. What women do is they aim for the moon. They aim for the guy that has all of that. And then when they get to a certain age where they can't get it, then they fall back down on to the average Joes. But in a lot of cases, when they're falling back onto the average Joes, they're normally falling back down with a lot of luggage and a lot of baggage from trying to climb the top to get to the ultimate guy. But the ultimate guy works harder than the average guy. So yes, he's going to want a beautiful woman because he works harder. The guy that works less, he's always thinking what's between his legs. So he's gonna work a regular job, and you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna specialize in trying to tell you what you wanna hear. All right, this is why you do him dirty, because you know, I'm an ugly woman. The top guy didn't want me, and here comes this average Joe that's just put me on the pedestal. Why? Because he doesn't get any women, and he feels like he can love you. Everyone has to realize you cannot control who you are attracted to. You can only control your actions, and your actions will be determined how close you are to reality. So let me see if I got another one. Oh, I do have another one. We're going to go out with Andrew Tate. Let's see what he got.
Spider-Man, he was a dork who got bit by a spider. Now he's super spider dork, and he still can't get it.
It's not working.
He became Super Spider-Man, and then someone killed his uncle. And why does he still live with his parents? Spider-Man, you're a loser.
No.
I get what he's saying. What he's saying is television has made it okay for guys to pretend to be superheroes while they live inside of your room. That's what a lot of you guys out there that are introvert nerds that really don't, you want to be able to be somebody that comes outside. Like, you don't want to be an average Joe. You want to go from being a nerd to being a superhero, which is why Spider-Man is more relatable, because he's a nerdy type of guy that gets to be somebody, but yet he still lives at home with his parents and he doesn't do anything that the tough guys do. That's what Andrew Tate is trying to say in this clip right here. And look what we got up here. Got my man in this clip right here. So hopefully you guys got the message in the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.